Antisocial Podcast. This is episode 9. My name's Robert.
Fabio.
And
What?
waiting on you.
Damage. What's up?
Damage. Do you prefer Damage or your actual name?
Honestly, I don't care.
You don't care.
You don't care. Okay. No, it's because it's weird for me.
What?
As I'm used to just calling you Dam, and then people call you Jesse. Like Mortis calls you Jesse because he knows you. I just always find that a little bit
I was
weird.
about to say earlier when I asked who were you doing it with, you were like, damn. And then he's like, Jesse. I was like,
It's your choice. I mean, I guess it's
I was just like,
I guess
whoa.
it's a choice you choose.
Yeah.
Well, it's Jesse.
Mhm.
Oh, Jesse.
Jesse.
But, I mean, it's usually Damn nowadays. It's kind of weird.
Did you like that transition? Like that transition of your name, or you just don't mind it?
I don't mind it because, I mean, like, you transition, like, going in the military, you kind of lose track of your first name because you're like, everybody's like, private this or private that. And, like, it's always your last name. And it's just like, that becomes your name at that point. It's your rank and your name. Imagine doing that for like over 12 years. Dude, when people call me my own first name, it still freaks me the fuck out.
Jeez. No.
We asked this was Mook last podcast. Were you really popular in high school or like going through school?
I was a popular outcast.
Oh, so like Fabian.
I was a popular outcast. All the little different groups and cliques and all this other things knew who I was, knew my name, but like I never stayed centralized to any one group kind of thing. So I was a popular outcast.
Same.
I feel that. Same. I guess that's one thing we have in common. A little weird.
It's fun.
It's
What?
it reminds me. It makes me go back to high school. Like we haven't been out of high school for that long. It's coming up 2 years.
20.
20.
Just times that by
Think
10.
about it. It's 2018. I was either class of 99 or 2000, depending on how you want to look at it.
True.
Right. We were barely getting born. We were barely conceived.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It took me a little bit. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, when he was graduating.
Dang.
So, I don't know, like, this is antisocial. Being antisocial,
I think I'm in the right place.
Cause like I'm a person that stays indoors a lot. I don't like going out. I never been the person to go to parties and stuff like that unless they have good stuff. Were you like that? Like, or I mean, I know you're now, cause we complain about the same shit, like going to the store or having to leave the house. But were you like that, like our age, when we were around our age?
No. Not at all. I don't think once I hit about 15, you catch me at home. Nope.
I was always indoors by then.
There's not.
Always had something to do. Always was like, I'm out.
So, yeah, cause like right now we live in a generation of internet, and we have like this nice stuff where we can actually.
None of you
do this.
motherfuckers go outside. It's amazing.
Yeah, none of us.
Well, I do every chance I get. Actually, I don't really do much internet. Once I'm bored off my phone, I go do something else. I was washing dishes for the past like 2 days.
Cause you don't do this. Once
So yeah.
Once
I
you-
do all of this.
I'm telling you, once you start playing games and start networking, start doing Twitch, and all that, you're not gonna leave your room.
Well,
It doesn't happen.
Well, I've never been into games either. The only games that I have,
It's not only the games. It's like the connections you make. Like some of them are really good connections, and some of them are like temporary, kind of short-term rental cars.
yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, Izzy, in the 2 months that I've been streaming, look at all the fucking interactions that I've had.
every day for like the past 2 months.
And well, yeah, I mean, not just you guys, but like I'm constantly like talking to other people and like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You want to play a game? You want to hang out? What's going on? I mean,
Video chat?
for what we're no, it's all Discord, but
Mostly Discord.
or somebody will come into the stream and be like, hey, can I play?
Just random people.
Okay, whatever.
That's what I like about Twitch. Yeah, that networking. But like when I first met you, I remember this. It's still stuck in my head when like I'm amazed he's talking to y'all. He hasn't talked to anybody in years and all this. I'm like always wondered like, I bet Twitch has helped you significantly as in talking to people. But like, what were you doing in that span between not actually doing Twitch and getting out of the military?
Done a lot. I mean, I went to go be a mechanic at a crane company. I did that for a couple of years. I did restaurant repair technical service over the phone.
How you do that?
What kind of title is that?
It's a mouthful.
It was a non-stop kind of.
Oh, it was a non-stop kind of dumbass job.
It sounds fun.
No, I mean, like, basically somebody called in and was like, hey, my machine's making this noise. And I had to go find a book that fucking described what that noise was. And then...
It's not even alphabetically listed. It's just in the other...
No, but I mean, the ridiculousness of my statement there is that, like, you know, that was, like, the reality of this company to, like, try and assist the customer. It was stupid.
That sounds like a fun job, though. Actually, no, I'll take that back.
It was like it was a realization of like what most civilians do is that they go and they get these jobs at these companies that are completely fucking dead end jobs, start saying I can't about 100 times a day, and then boom, they're in fucking Social Security land and dead. I mean, it was really fucking depressing. Really depressing. Looking up from my gray cubicle in my business casual to sit on the phone all day and tell people that they're stupid in a nice way.
In a nice way. I like how you put that.
Business casual. You didn't go anywhere.
This was a previous job before doing what I do now.
Is that around the same time you got into computers? Because you know a lot about computers.
No, I got into computers in the early 90s. I got into computers before you were in fucking diapers.
God damn.
Before we were born.
That good old dial-up.
My first computer was in 1994.
Before we were born.
Isn't that crazy just to think about?
Not really. A lot of interesting things happened before we were born.
Yeah, I was playing Halo on a K7T Turbo on an AMD. Like, oh man, it's so old I can't even fucking remember. Where you guys used to have to use a flat tip screwdriver in order to put your heatsink on your motherboard.
Damn.
To pry the bracket around, praying that you don't crack the fucking crystals on the fucking processor. Or that you're gonna slip and put your fucking screwdriver through the motherboard.
That don't sound fun. Well, now everything you just plug it in and plug that in.
No, fuck, it's idiot proof now. Anybody, dude, I want to laugh my ass off after somebody says, "Oh, I don't think I could ever build a computer." Bitch, it's Lego.
It is Lego. It's very simple. Until you start getting into like the more technical stuff like programming.
Oh yeah, you start getting into the software side of things and it gets really difficult. But surprisingly easy. Anyway, so I mean, I've done quite a few things. I mean, like I started when I was in middle school, as an apprentice to a jewelry maker who did lost wax casting. I spent a summer at a grinding wheel, grinding bronze off of metal pieces and stuff like that. I did landscaping. I did roofing. I worked in a restaurant for a couple of days.
under a week or like over a week?
About a day.
Day. I don't know if I could do restaurants. There's too many people.
Really, really, like the only thing I haven't really done is like retail.
Don't do it.
He does retail.
I couldn't get hired in retail. They took one look at me and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna scare the customer, dude."
Good.
Good. That's why they got Fabian at retail. That's why they hired you. They didn't hire me. I applied to a lot of retail places. Didn't hear anything back.
You gotta be that like in kid.
Right. No.
Dang.
No, I worked at before. I used to work at a transformer. I used to build transformers for
Right
8
on.
months. And it's like the same thing you described. It was like it's depressing as hell because it just.
You see all these people who used to have so much like life in their eyes at places like this, and they're just dead inside. And it's like that's not where I want to be, man.
Agreed. And I think the social aspect in those places as well are just kind of like are awful. Everybody's talking shit about everybody. Gossip is everywhere. Can't
Oh
do
man,
anything.
like sub corporate and corporate environments are just ridiculous.
Just high school all over again. That's how I felt. I felt like I was just going back to high school with just older people.
It's not even high school, man. It's some
It's like
fucking
between
parasitic
middle school and high school.
thing.
Like you won't understand because you do retail. You still manage to talk to.
No,
people.
I'm sure the people in retail talk shit about each other. Oh, Susie,
Oh,
I
yeah.
fucking, that shit fucking, she wouldn't cover for me. She's such a bitch.
Oh my god, we all do. We all talk about it.
But the thing is with retail, they cycle between people, so you don't see the same people every day.
Yeah, true.
Like when you work at a job, like just.
So you
maintenance
get
and
the
stuff.
bitch variety. I mean,
Yeah, true.
the variety bitch show.
Yep.
No, I didn't like working at those type of jobs. It was just so dead, except for the boss, because the boss was making all the money.
Mhm.
He would come in. And be
Oh,
like,
and I laugh my ass off every time I see a company say something like, "Oh, we have a promote from within attitude." You go and you bust your ass, you do a good job, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's great," blah 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 blah. Oh, good job. And then you're like, "Okay." Your review comes up, and you're like, "Hey, so what are my chances of advancement?" And they look at you like they want to fucking explode in laughter. No, I mean seriously, like the only way I've been able to like make any money in the civilian world is to quit one job and go to another for a higher negotiated salary. You better negotiate high in that fucking interview because you're not going to see any more money. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
That is true. That's how it works.
And if they see that you're a good hard worker that'll put in like all of the effort in the world, dude, they will ride you. Oh fuck, they will ride you.
They will. That's what happened to me. I was asking for a raise, and I never got the raise, but I did all the work. They had me everywhere.
Yeah.
Which job?
The one for the Transformers.
Oh.
I was never gonna get a raise at the theater. I could never get a raise there. The managers only made $1 more than me,
Ow.
So
and I was getting
could have
paid.
made $1 with them.
I was getting paid minimum wage. I was getting paid $7.25, and the manager only made $8. Think I was gonna get a raise?
Day 59. It sucks.
No, I think that's what ruined my social. I don't. Just working there for 2 months. I didn't want to talk to anybody else at all. Just hated people. You meet the shittiest people at a movie theater.
Wow. You meet rude ass bitches at JCPenney. Bitches. Like, literally. Yeah, you're welcome.
I like how Dams calls it the civilian world.
It is a
I don't know.
civilian world, not military.
Did you talk much during the military, or are you just one of those that just went in, went out, came out?
Oh, dude. Military, like it was. There were a lot of things that were just family, man.
Can you
There's a
explain
lot.
it, like how the social things around that? Cause like I mean we don't know anything about it. A lot of people wouldn't know either.
It's, I mean, you had a lot of connections where like you would walk over anything to make sure that that person was okay.
Right.
Like it's really hard to describe because like you have friends in units and within like close groups and everything. You spend large chunks of time together, and some units, I mean, people could go start and end their military careers together. They spend so much time together. So it's like it's like family, really.
Right.
It's the best way to describe it to a civilian. You have people who go away for a really long period of time and then they come back and you're like, hey, what's up? Like, they never fucking keep going.
Right. That'd be a pretty cool aspect. That bonding. Because I know, like, during streaming, a lot of vets stick with a lot of vets. Like, the vet stream team. Like, they're all veterans. It doesn't matter if they're, like, Navy or Marine or Army or if they did service on another country. They usually stick together like glue. And I always like that. I mean, that aspect of, like, bringing people together, especially with Twitch.
Yeah.
I met so many people. I met so many veterans just through Twitch as well.
Well, yeah, because it's...
You see, I mean, like, we all connect together quick, dude.
Because it's like the same understanding, even though it's different.
Same mindset.
Well,
Same,
yeah.
Majority
Not all
of the
it
time.
is different, yeah. I mean, some things could be different, could be the same, but it's the same.
No, there's people
unity.
that speak different languages, and they will still, it has that mindset, that same mindset of connection.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
And then, like, I'm trying to remember. How did I meet you, Dan? Just one random stream on board.
Bort. Yep. Bort is pretty much the catalyst for all of this right now.
That is true. Bort. I really didn't think about that. Cause like I met Mook, Bort. Who else? Everybody, basically. That's,
and
what
this
brought
is all
you
through Twitch, right?
This is all through Twitch.
Yeah.
This is all through Twitch, Discord. That's it. Like Twitch and Discord. Just hopping channel to channel or meeting new people, raiding new people.
People coming to y'all or like
New
not coming, but,
followers.
yeah.
That's
That right there, dude. That's all we had. That thing behind us. We had that all the way around us, and there's our supply of water, and our food's like back over in the right corner there. Like, that's it, dude. That's all we had.
Oh, I forget. There's a computer.
There's two computers, man.
I know. But it's because
What?
this one's closer to the camera. That's why I just stayed with that one.
That's crazy. What got you into board stream? Because I was curious. You never really said.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Great. No.
Yeah. End the topic.
End of topic. I don't remember. I mean,
Next question. No.
we were talking about the guys that I game at Ex Mortis and like a couple other people were gaming, and like we kept saying like, man, we spend so much time on this. We might as well start streaming. Might as well start. We had been saying that for, fuck, dude, forever.
And then it finally happened.
Yeah, and I broke off and fucking like started trying to figure it out and started looking around, started looking at channels, see what was out there, see what people were doing. And I went into music. I was like, I wonder what they play here. I bet it's a bunch of bullshit dubstep. And sure enough, dude, man, I'm scrolling down, and then I see this. It said "Man in a Caravan" or some shit like that, and I was just like,
Just a man in a caravan.
yeah, and I clicked on it, and fucking Bart was just going fucking ham, dude. He was going ham on the guitar, and I was like, it's early. And I stood my phone up against something. I sat there and I drank my coffee that morning. And I watched, and like he just, the stream eventually ended, and like I fucked off, and I went and did some other shit. And then like I watched it the next day, and I watched it. I lurked for like 3 days, dude. And then I finally started typed in there, started talking, and fucking like responded, and like just kind of that's where it started.
See, look, mine's a little bit different. When I got into boards, it was off of a recommendation. I think I can't
Yeah.
remember who invited me to it. I think it was somebody from Ed's Guitar, like one of the first people I started watching.
Yeah.
It was just off a recommendation. Like, you should check it out. And, like, what time does he play? Usually in the morning. I'm like, I don't have anybody to watch in the morning, so I just went in one day and just started typing. Cause that's what I usually do. I like the Twitch chat, depending how it is. Some Twitch chats are just so toxic.
Or underhanded.
Underhanded, very much so. Yeah. But you could tell who's the people that are just trying to do it for money.
I don't know. I mean, in that bad experience, no, I didn't know. And I took the whole veteran thing and like, I was like, okay, oh yeah, okay, hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Just like, what's up? I did that too. But off of that networking, we met a lot of good people just from that.
Yeah.
I really like that aspect. I mean, it's weird just because like I'm not a person that really goes out and start talking to people. You can tell him. I have that issue, and I was wondering if you had that issue as, you know, like you said, you took 3 days before you even typed anything. What gave you that urge to actually just type?
Or were
Hold on
you
a
just
second.
that interested?
What was that last part?
Or were you just like, were you interested? Like,
Just to start.
because you know how when you have an interest, it's much easier than if you're just like, you know, before you actually do something.
I guess. I mean, wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Bort's channel is just so contagious.
Support was special.
No, his channel is really contagious. Like, you just step in there once or twice, and you just want to be like, I want to be here forever.
Yeah,
Well,
I really don't like when his stream ends.
I don't either. I'm like, I got nothing to do anymore.
Damn.
It's boring now. Well, he's been off. He's doing big boy things.
Yeah, you know, he's putting his life together and all that. It's great. But
Always wanted to bring that situation up. Did you bring him to Gen C, or if I don't
say
know,
it again.
who's the one that brought him into Gen C's channel? Was it off of a raid?
It was us, dude.
Was it us?
Me and you were hunting for fucking channels and looking around and shit, and we were talking about the whole Bort, the whole Bort, what's her name, LV thing that was going on.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember now.
Work.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Gen C is an also fellow Twitch streamer. That's really how you say it? Buddy was Bort.
What? I mean, you've got a lot of projects going on, Izzy, or a lot of ideas and stuff like that. What's the thought process of you younger guys like coming into an older guy's fucking Twitch channel?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
I mean,
Fabian
because I
doesn't really
definitely don't
frozen
look
right now,
youthful.
I don't know. I don't know. I've always been told that I have a mindset that's not my age. Ever, you know.
I'm just not dumb, and part of
I don't like my generation at all.
yeah, same.
I think that's what it is. It comes down to like the generation. Our generation's not. There's no motivation.
We're not pleasant.
Well, it's not that we're not pleasant. There's just no motivation there. Nobody's
not
willing to
pleasant.
work for stuff. There's
You
nobody.
guys have no idea what's not pleasant.
True.
It is that's what it is. Like, I have like a high amount of motivation to do things. Like, I have like so many projects, so many ideas that I want to do. And then like the people around me that are my generation that have no motivation at all. They just want to just work. Like, where we live at, there's nothing but plants around us. Like, there's Exxon, there's Chevron, there's Covestro, there's what used to be bare,
Oh, so you live in a cancer factory, right on.
basically.
And we're still alive for now.
It's amazing.
So like, what here where we live at, everything's like, get out of high school, go to the plants.
That's the easy way out.
That's what everybody does, and I don't want to fall into that standard. I just wanted to do something I really wanted to do, and that's why we do the podcast. Like, it's something we all wanted to do, and we actually wanted to sit down and talk with other people and get different opinions and different ideas. It's always like the project behind it.
Better sometimes. So.
And then the whole Twitch thing was just, everybody's like, since I'm always on Twitch and I was modding for a lot of channels, everybody's like, you should stream, like, teach me how to poop. Ed's Guitar, the whole Ed Guitar community, everybody was on my ass from Board stream too, so I actually sat down and actually took the time to actually do it. So yeah, I think that's our generation, just lack of motivation. Expect everything in our hand. Everybody expects everything in their hand. Shit, you have to work at.
Yeah, everybody wants to be first in line. Everybody wants a fucking trophy. It's ridiculous.
I stay in the back. I'm just like...
In society, I even like, we're just 2 years out of high school, and you see people, even a generation below us, like the 2002s and the 2003s, they're worse than us, just like mentally.
The
2003s to 2000, yeah, it's like.
And then it goes back to what Robert said. It's like they get everything handed. Well, we do too. Our generation does too, but
not as bad as that.
Well, yeah,
we grew up in that little section of
hope.
1990.
We have a little bit
early
of hope,
2000s where they still didn't have good enough computers and good enough TVs.
Yeah.
And DVDs came out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, put them VHSs. Hey.
I still remember getting in trouble for staying indoors too long. That doesn't happen anymore. I don't see that happening.
We used to
anymore.
get in trouble.
Oh man, we used to wake up in the morning, fucking like mill around for a little bit, and then like it was get outside.
Yeah, that's.
Outside.
I mean,
Get out.
I grew up on the countryside, so everything was like, the internet was pretty bad, reception was pretty bad. So the only thing we had was just to go outside.
I grew up in the South Valley of Albuquerque.
I don't even know if we were big with internet either. Well, we were.
You grew up in the city. It's a difference.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well, here, yeah, but we didn't really have internet.
I mean, like I go there now, and like it looks nothing like it used to. That's for sure. I mean, it was literally like two main intersecting roads, and then like the neighborhoods, and like we're further back in the neighborhood, and then there was like maybe one or two sets of houses behind us, and then it was desert. It was fucking desert. There was nothing back there for as far as you could fucking make it. There was dead. I mean, like when we were in high school, we'd go to the fucking junkyards, and we'd go and we'd get cars, and we'd fucking go tear them up out there and
See, that sounds
walk
like
home.
fun.
Yeah,
We
dude,
could
you
have
go
that.
out there now. You go out there now. There's fucking there's nothing but fucking houses. There's a school back there. There's like it's just fucking. It's like become its own goddamn city.
Yeah.
So was your town small growing up?
No, Albuquerque's never really been small, but like about the time that I was getting ready to exit high school and start like my life, like there was like massive construction going on everywhere. Big changes like to the main because I-40 and I-25 intersect there.
Mm-hmm.
Like so there's a lot of fucking traffic that goes through that city. But like that they were like redoing all of it. Like the way it looks now is totally different than when I grew up. There's so many roads that exist now that I'm just like, fuck, that used to be a dirt road. Fuck. And then
Mm-hmm. Do you miss that? The dirt road? Because we used to do that. We used to do mudding.
Yeah.
We used to have mud pools.
I think everything's gotten too big.
Too big. Do you still talk to the people you went to school with? No? He talks to us. He talks to us.
No. I mean, they all kind of went off to do their own things. That was not... None of those were like permanent, lifelong connections kind of things.
Really?
But I mean, I still talk to a few people I was, in the army with.
Right. I think because you have that closer bond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's funny.
Me and Fabian been friends since middle school.
And I live with
Right
you.
on.
Now he lives with me. God damn.
I know.
Oh, that's why.
I'm like, God. It's just
It's
weird.
weird.
Oh, go back to what you were about to say. Sorry for cutting you off.
I forgot.
Same.
I knew
Like
it.
same. Like me, me and Dan have like the same like memory. It's pretty shit. Like I was supposed to do the podcast yesterday, and the whole day I didn't remember till I went back to bed. I was like, fuck.
CRS, you mean?
I forgot.
Wasn't that what y'all call
I
it?
forgot about it.
CRS.
Forgot
Yeah.
about that shit.
CRS can't remember shit.
Yeah. Oh, I got that big time.
I don't.
No, it's because like
I
Well,
remember.
because we were talking.
No.
about
Why don't you?
It stresses me out. Because I'm like, God, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do...
I mean, I'm like that too, but
No, mine is like walk into a room and doorways are magical. Like you walk into a room and you're like, I forgot what I was gonna fucking do. You walk back to where you were.
almost put the almond milk
Back to
in the
square.
microwave the other day.
That's awesome.
I was there
That's
to
a
witness
whole
it.
different kind of
That was the
meditation.
best time.
I was making my coffee and I was pouring the milk, and I opened the microwave and I put the bottle in there. I was like, what am I doing? Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
I was there to see it. It was funny.
Yeah, that's how bad it is, like attention span wise.
It was amazing. That's what that was.
It's hilarious.
It's so bad.
What did I did something one time. I don't remember what I did, but Robert was there to see it too.
I don't remember.
Dude,
If you don't remember, I'm not gonna remember.
I know that. That's why I said I don't remember.
I know nothing.
Robert's jingle right there.
The other thing is like, what you think Twitch got you closer to people or Discord got you closer to people? Because me personally, I think Discord got me closer to people more than anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little difficult to get to know people over a text chat.
True.
That's why I think that's why we had so many advancements in trying to get video going and like all these other like conferencing technologies and all this other stuff. Is that like, back in the AOL days when all you had was text. That's all you had.
Mhm.
So you go and you like start doing like voice conference calls and all this other bullshit. I mean, you want to be able to see the person. So.
Agreed.
And
Now we can't wire
Discord was a quick like, hey, let's all like play a game. Okay, we're all on the same channel. We can all talk, and we're like, I mean, fuck, Mook's like what, over 2,000 miles away from us. We're playing fucking video games with them. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, that's I can't wait till we get him out here.
That'd be great, man.
Have Mook. No, it's weird because like one thing Mook hinted on, and I always like bringing it up, is like he was in high school. He was really popular until, he was saying that when he got cancer, all his friends just, disappeared, and he didn't really talk to many people after, his treatment and stuff. And I was wondering
Yeah, I mean, it's not until a crisis that you find out. That's another thing about the military, dude. It comes down to you really don't know who your friends are until you're like in a shit situation. And that, I mean, for Mook, that was and is his situation. Is, I mean, that's fucked up shit. People don't know how to deal with that shit.
Right.
So,
Was it like that for you when you came back? Like just in general?
In the civilian world, yeah. I mean, like, I'll start talking. There are a lot of situations where, like, me and another veteran or somebody will ask me a question about military, and then it's just like their eyes glaze over, and like you never really talk to that person again. Like, I don't know how to fucking deal with that.
Right.
they don't even know what to do with their own feelings, much less somebody else's, especially something that intense. I mean,
Yeah.
they fall apart.
Mm-hmm. That always intrigued me. Like a lot of people talk about their, their time in the military and what they did in the military, but a lot of people don't really talk about the time after they're getting out of the military and come back to be a civilian. I
Oh,
know, like,
time after, dude, it's been an absolute shit show. It's been one. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be any different than any other civilian, but for somebody who was in an environment that was completely structured, you know, everything that was, oh, I shouldn't say it that way, but like you really didn't have to worry about anything. Like if you were out on a deployment or something, like all your meals are covered. Like you do what you do, and you get like your rest time and all this other shit. Like you don't have to worry at all. And
mm-hmm.
then same thing when you're stationed somewhere in the States, is like you really don't have to worry about anything. You know the money's gonna come in, you know you've got your insurance coverage, you know your family's taken care of, so it's like cool.
No.
But you get out in the civilian world and nothing's guaranteed. None.
They're just throwing they're throwing you to the lion's den.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And then like you start throwing in like human interaction, humans do I mean civilian interaction, sorry. And it's completely different. Like you I don't know, it's there's so many, because you have it in the military too. There's a lot of backhanded stuff that can go on and does go on, but it's different in the civilian world. Like
Mm-hmm.
getting sabotaged in a job for what? You know, by somebody who has no ability to even get the position you were going for.
Right.
Like just people are a lot more superficial.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah, very much so.
And just not, and then you, especially the ones that are just like, well, you didn't have to go in the military, nobody made you go, kind of thing. That's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
That is true. I hate that. I hate that remark
hard.
so much. Like, that's just a shitty thing to say.
You're right.
Just thinking about that. No, it's like, I mean, I met people that went to the military. I have family that's been in the military, but I mean, it wasn't as long as, like how you said, like, when you spent, what, 15 months? If I'm correct, if I remember. I haven't met someone that's been in the Army, like, well, out and deployed that long. It's crazy. It's hard to, like, really think about just being separated from, like, being home and being in a whole different country.
I don't know. I just dealt with it.
Right. Sure, that's always like. Oh, the other thing I was curious about is these little. You were talking about you do these little things on Friday where you go and drink coffee with other veterans. I was wondering if that helped you out a lot.
That's helped me out a lot. I mean, I've been in counseling for 4 years now. And I mean that's helped out a lot. And going to the veterans coffee group, the Big Red Barn Project Josiah thing, gives you an outlet, like other than your counseling appointments, to just like talk with other vets. I mean, it's like group therapy, but it's not clinical. So we go and bitch about you guys.
Yay. No, it's because like I mean, was Vani, well, he's not here, but my friend Vani, he suffers from like severe anxiety. He takes medication and stuff. He had therapy and all that. And he says like just doing like these little group talks, like what we're doing right now, it helps him a lot. And he's actually going back to school after being 3 years out of high school.
And
he just
homeschooled too?
Homeschooled, yeah, because he can't sit in a regular classroom or in a regular setting.
So he's just like my son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's not. My son is not an anxiety thing. My son is autistic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the conventional classroom environment, like, just did not It didn't
Didn't
work
work
out.
out.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that
Now,
happened to Bonnie.
now with homeschooling, man, he's excelling. He's like just tearing it up.
That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he has a whole platoon. If you haven't, yeah.
No,
It's
5.
a big, it's a big
Or 5.
family. It's a big family, yeah, for sure. But I
Yep.
mean, we're not. To us, it's not weird. I don't find it weird because I'm from a big family as well. I'm a family of what, 4.
I'm from a big family too, so I mean, there you go.
6.
My grandparents had 13 brothers and sisters. God.
My grandmother, she raised me, so I call her mom. She was one of 13.
It's crazy. Imagine.
A lot of
You
kids.
can't-
Man.
Better.
Like you can't not be like the outcast. You
Yeah.
had to be like
Unique in a way.
unique.
I don't know. And there was another drive for it is that, you know, up until I had my first boy, I was the last one with my last name
Oh yeah.
because I'm one of 4, but the only male.
Keeping the last name strong.
Dominance. No.
So there's 3 boys.
The last name. Keeping the, you know. Oh, do you think any of your boys will go to military or any of your, you know, your daughters?
I don't know, and I mean that's ultimately up to them, kind of thing.
I mean, okay, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
'cause, like,
mean, the only one out of my family, as far as like the males, I guess. Well, not the only one, but like there's a strong military tradition in my family. My grandfather, my Nino, my uncles. I mean, we're talking every war since World War II. There's been a showing.
right, because like with my family at least, they're like, don't go to the military. Like, military's not gonna do nothing for you and all this. And I grew up around that like a lot, cause like I don't know, like, it's just something. Because with
And
my cousin,
I wouldn't have half of what I have now. You know what? I probably wouldn't even be alive. As funny as that sounds, if I hadn't joined the military.
yeah, I don't know, like that's just a stigma. Like as a Mexican American, you know, that's the stigma. Just like you don't need to join military. You can do everything just by hand. You know, hard work, you get there.
Yeah.
So that's the stigma that they, you know, they put us. I don't know if that was you. That's what I was around. You know.
No, for me, I mean, whatever I did. That's how. Well,
What
kinda-
generation are you? Third, fourth, like, cause like
I'm.
first gen is there like those are the golden children.
No, I think
They
I'm,
call 'em.
I think I'm 4th generation.
Like fourth gen, you don't
Yeah.
at that point no. I'm second generation born in the States. So like the idea of, you know, you still have to work hard. Work is like the biggest thing, like especially in Spanish household. You grew up with a lot of Hispanics being New Mexico, and I was wondering if you ever seen that. No,
No.
no. I hear you, of course.
No, I'm just joking.
I was wondering if you ever saw that. You know, that
Not
idea.
really, no.
No.
I mean, there were the ones that were like, you know, military strong, and then there were ones that were just like,
No.
No.
Just no military. Like, cause my cousin went to military, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, he came back all weird." I'm like, "No, he just went to the military. Like, he's the same person. He just been shot at. That's the difference."
You're like, do you want to test that out? You want to get shot at? Pow. No, but that's not true.
no,
That's crazy.
I don't get shot at again.
Scary. It's a scary sound for sure. I mean, I grew up
Yeah.
in a couple projects where you can hear gunshots and stuff. And I guess the last question would be, what did you find to help you out the most as a being social?
A whole bunch of different things. It doesn't really narrow down to one thing. There are a lot of different things that have like kind of led to becoming a little bit more social over time. I mean, you know, got out of the military, went through this whole process of denial and all this stuff, had an event, made changes, that led to other changes, and then over a period of time, other things changed and got better or got worse or got better, depending. So, I mean, it really doesn't boil down to one thing. I'm just right now, I mean, dealing with this for over 10 years. And it's every day is different.
Right. You just go by day by day.
Yeah. Day by day.
Day by day. Well, that's is the end of the podcast. Thank you, Jesse or Damn, which one you prefer, for hanging out and chilling, talking. You know, different
Anytime.
point of view.
Anytime.
We're gonna put some stuff in the description below for, you know, vet help. I know Damn can help me out and give me some new places to look for, you know, because I have the Big Red Barn in the description below, along with other things if y'all need help with anything. But, you know, thank y'all for hanging out and listening in. So, you know, have a good one. Bye. I'm waiting for Jesse to say bye.
Bye.